What's up guys, Bryan here from Team Make It Rain, and today I'm doing an overview of the Hemlock BF-R in Titanfall. We're probably going to be playing a lot of Titanfall, so I might as well show you my favorite gun in the game. Now the Hemlock is the 7th weapon you unlock in the game. You unlock it at level 29, and this gun is a beast. In a little bit I'll get into my favorite setup for the Hemlock, but right now I'm playing it with no sight and no attachment, just so you can kind of get a feel of what you're going to be dealing with. Now the Hemlock is a 3-round burst assault rifle, similar to the M16A4 in Battlefield 4, the M8A1 in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and the battle rifle in Halo 3 to Halo 4. It has a 24-round magazine, which is not that bad considering that gives you about 7 shots before you have to reload. Now the damage on the Hemlock is pretty high. It takes about 2 bursts to kill a pilot, 1 burst to kill a grunt, and 2 to kill a spectre, and that's with no attachments equipped. One of the upsides is that it is a burst fire, so you don't really have to worry about spraying all over the place whenever you're shooting fully auto. I personally like to fan the trigger whenever I shoot just about any gun, fully auto or not, just because I'm really not that great of a shot and I'm just going to end up spraying all over the place and making a fool out of myself. Now you do unlock the Hemlock a little bit later in the game at level 29, and normally by then you're going to have your go-to weapon. For me it was the carbine. I used it in the beta, it was comfortable, but I decided I'd try the Hemlock once I unlocked it, and I don't think I'll ever go back to the carbine. Another definite upside of the Hemlock is the iron sights. The iron sights are almost perfect. It's basically having a red dot sight, only you have no attachment whatsoever. A lot of people do tend to use the iron sight only because it has the built-in red dot sight. I personally like to use the hollow sight, as you'll see in a little bit. It's just a little bit clearer, it gives you a little bit better accuracy, and it's just a little bit less obtrusive as the iron sight. Now the reload on this gun is actually pretty quick. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's definitely not one of those reloads that you're going to have to run and hide for 5 minutes while you reload. You can just pop behind a corner, reload, and then get right back in the fight. Now a downside to this gun is the fact that it is a burst weapon, so at range, pilots are going to be a little bit harder to kill because they move a lot faster than they do in normal games, and it's kind of difficult to keep shots on target. Another downside to that is actually the complete opposite, where since it is a burst fire, it's kind of hard to kill enemies when they're up close in your face shooting at you with a shotgun. Now after messing around a little bit, I have to say my personal favorite setup for the Hemlock is to use the hollow sight attachment and the starburst mod. Now the starburst mod is a pretty nifty little doohickey. It's going to drop your accuracy down a little bit, but it's going to raise your fire rate from a 3-shot burst to a 5-shot burst. It also ups your magazine by 1 bullet, so you're going to get 25 bullets instead of 24. So you're actually going to get less bursts per clip because your fire rate is going to be higher. But with the starburst mod, you're almost guaranteed a kill with 1 burst if every bullet hits the target. Now one thing I have noticed with the starburst mod is that the accuracy does tend to get a little bit out of control at longer ranges. You're going to find yourself having to really make sure you pick your shots carefully. Another thing I have noticed with the starburst mod is that you are going to dump bullets like a moaf, because since you're going to be firing more bullets at once, you're going to be emptying your clip even faster. One thing that I personally use to combat missing shots for no reason whatsoever is to use the active radar pulse tactical ability. It's kind of like Promethean vision in Halo 4, where you can see through walls and kind of see where the targets are, only not quite as accurate considering they jump around a little bit. It definitely does help at mid to longer ranges, or especially when they're wall running or jumping around, because then you can see exactly where they're going and they're not going to jump up on you and surprise you. Well hey, thanks for watching my review of the Hemlock. If you agree, disagree, leave a comment below, and stay tuned for tons more content coming from us, whether it be weapon overviews, unboxings, clips, let's plays, you name it, we probably will do it. Except for a sex tape. We probably won't do that. Okay, maybe we might.